What's up, guys? It's time to be
Forkin
for real, baby.
Thank you for that.
We got Yaww Sam in the building, and this is official episode 4, and we're extremely excited. It's a pleasure to have you, Yaww Sam, and I'm very excited to get into a very intrusive podcast here. It's going to be very informative as well, like I like to say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, thank you so much for taking the time for being here.
Yeah.
Running it kind of late on my end. Sorry about that, but
You're good. How was your day, Yaww?
Dude, busy. Very busy from the beginning, grinding out at the Tesla takeover.
Yeah.
And, went home, took a little rest, and then, decided to head over here. And I'm very happy to be here, guys.
And you got your BrandGeniuz shirt on. Shout out BrandGeniuz.
Represent. Yeah. Always got to represent.
Well, Yaww Sam, we heard it through the grapevine that your favorite bottle is actually... I don't know how to pronounce this.
It's Macallan.
Yeah, we're in Macallan, so why not?
So we brought this so we sip on throughout the show. We won't have shot time, but I mean, it'd be good to sip on.
We're gonna have whiskey time.
Whiskey time.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful bottle.
So actually, my father's a big fan of Macallan. He's always drank Macallan and Glenlivet. Well, no, actually, not Glenlivet.
I'm not crazy.
And your second bottle of choice there?
Is the Jameson. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a McGregor fan, so what's McGregor's whiskey again?
Proper 12.
Proper 12.
Well, they're both Irish whiskey, so
Irish
whiskey.
Yeah. Well, Proper 12 is really good. I've had
amazing.
that quite a bit.
Let's pour up before we start, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. I'm excited for this bottle. This is a clean, nice whiskey to sip on.
Let's get it.
Nice and neat. No ice. We're just gonna clean. We're gonna
the way it smells.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a great aura.
That's great.
And we're not alcoholics, by the way. Everybody sees this podcast and they're like, yo, these guys drink every single time, bro.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
For sure.
Just a little bit. We just like to get real. And the only way to get real is like a drunk man tells no tales. You know what I'm saying? So here's your whiskey.
So we're definitely not finishing the bottle. Yeah.
We might be. Who knows? I'm a fast drinker.
We got quite a bit away, so I don't see why not. No, I'm just
My
kidding.
body composition can take it.
Well, Yaww Sam, getting right into it, man. I want to know, I've kind of wanted to know, Yaww Sam, that is your full, why don't you state your full, maiden name or given name or...
Yeah. My full name is Yaww Sam, and, Yaww actually means that I was born on a Thursday. So in Ghana, everyone born on a Thursday is called Yaww.
Okay, sick.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Okay, I've always wanted clarification on that.
Yeah, because I was like, that's a cool ass name.
Yeah, let's ask him.
Yeah. So everyone born on Thursday.
Everyone born on Thursdays first is Yaww.
Yes.
And then Sam is
my last name.
Okay, so, Sam is the last name. Yeah. Okay, so is Yaww Sam is full presentation.
So were you born and raised here, or where did you come from?
Definitely not born and raised here.
Okay. Obviously.
let me do my little accent. I was born in Ghana.
Ghana.
Yes, born and raised in Ghana. Moved here to the Valley about 5 years ago, going on 6 now.
Nice.
And were you born and raised in Satwi, Bekwai?
Yeah, you try.
Did I say it right?
It's Seshi.
Seshi
Bekwai.
Bekwai.
Yes.
And that's
Bekwai.
Western Africa.
Western region of Ghana. So it's the western part of Ghana, and Ghana is in West Africa. So it's on the coast as well. So
nice. Tell us a little about a bit about that culture.
Whoa. So
big different cultures.
Yeah, being born and raised in Ghana, I think for me was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's a country of hustlers.
Hell yeah,
a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of grit and determination. And that's been one of the biggest things for me. And the culture is everyone loves foreigners. We appreciate people who appreciate our culture.
Nice.
So we go out there and we appreciate people who come in. So we're known for being very hospitable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice.
Just like you were very hospitable to me today.
Yeah. I think it's that's amazing. I'm glad that you guys your culture is like that you welcome foreigners and you have great hospitality. That's awesome. I can't wait to go visit Ghana now.
Oh yeah, well, I'm going in December if you want to.
Well, we should
ride along on that.
Honestly, I've been doing a little bit more traveling. I'm getting to know a little bit more culture and I want to find out more about different cultures. So I think it would be an amazing opportunity to go.
I strongly think it's necessary.
The only part of I've been in Africa. I've been at the Horn of Africa in Djibouti, So that that was a really cool experience for me.
He's cultured.
Yeah, I mean, he did serve
In the military,
in
yeah.
the military, so he.
My time there, I'd spent in Djibouti, and then I also flew out to Mogadishu in Somalia. So I spent some time over there. I learned how to speak a little bit of Somali.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It was an awesome experience, man. And you know what? What I learned so much is like the culture, the lifestyle, as you were saying. And it's crazy to see our culture, our background, and what our beliefs are. Like, and ours is like the La Llorona, and they have like other spirits that they believe in.
No way.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So I actually saw La Llorona. I saw it. Yeah.
You've seen it here?
Yes, I went. I think they had a little movie come out.
I see it every morning when my mom wakes up. I see it.
I went to the cinema and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" But we strongly believe in spirits too.
So you saw La Llorona in real life or in the movies?
In real life or the movies?
No, in the movies.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I've seen it in real life.
No. I've seen crazy things. That's not one of them.
Okay.
Oh.
What is one of those crazy things?
I want to know.
Oh, I've seen, Ghana is a huge country of faith.
Okay.
I've seen miracles happen in front of my eyes. People get healed from illnesses. A lot of people don't, necessarily believe in that here, but it's a big thing over there. Faith is huge in Ghana. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And a little bit. Let's change topic a little bit of course, because to give a little bit of background of who you are. So Yaww Sam is a graduate of UTRGV with an MBA in MBA in what?
Marketing.
But you said it was a concentration in which?
In marketing,
concentration
yeah.
In marketing.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Nice. That's cool. You've also been to the Texas Business Hall of Fame, and that's located out of where? And that's associated with who?
That was the best experience of my life. Texas Business Hall of Fame is a regional program for the state of Texas, and the sponsor for UTRGV is Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins.
From Vantage Bank. So I got a scholarship, and it was the best opportunity of my life. I went to Dallas. Mark Cuban was there.
How was it like meeting him, bro?
I was starstruck.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I watch Shark Tank every single day.
Yeah.
So seeing him on there, it was just everything. And it's still my cover photo for my phone right now.
Good.
I saw that. I'm not saying I was lurking at
Okay,
but I saw
okay.
it pop up and I'm like, man, I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah. The first thing I told him when I saw him is, "Hey, I'll be on Shark Tank." He said, "I'll be waiting for you."
Oh, nice.
So it's one thing in the back of my mind. I know one day I'm gonna make it over there. So.
Of course.
For sure.
So would you did you want to finish off? Were you going to
Oh, no,
mention
go ahead.
something else?
Yeah.
Okay, so just talking about that, Shark Tank. So you want to be on Shark Tank one day.
I do.
And what do you want to be on there with? What venture?
So I actually, none of the ventures currently that I'm into is what I want to, because I feel like Shark Tank is good for product.
Right.
And I know I'm going to develop a product, and that's exactly where I'm gonna raise some funding for.
Nice.
Yeah, speaking of product, it's like something that, speaking about BrandGeniuz and giving that creative mindset, like of anybody watching this, is like, that's why we wanted to title it "Creating Your Brand with BrandGeniuz" a little bit, because we've got two great people here in that industry, and it's great to get y'all's mindset on what's going on and what BrandGeniuz is really about. Can you speak more about that?
Yes. So BrandGeniuz is a content marketing agency. We've been in business for 3 years already. And, we strongly believe in the power of social media. And that's what we preach to our clients. And that's what we preach to everyone that we work with. We have a team of, some of the most talented people I've ever seen in my life. And I think they are the driving force of what BrandGeniuz is. So when you talk about BrandGeniuz is the team.
Right.
Because, I think when people hire us, it's one of the things they look at the team.
Right.
So,
and you create such a great atmosphere and a great environment. I've seen you and your team work, and it's amazing to be around. So I can speak on first person on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that means a lot to me.
Speaking about social media, do you want to expand on your 5 C's of that?
Yeah.
A little bit about that. Their ebook, right?
Yes. So I wrote an ebook, to tie into teaching at UTRGV. And, the 5 C's of social media is supposed to tie into what social media is and the strategies that really help move social media forward. So, consistency, community, And all those elements are things that come together to really make a successful social media campaign. So, I wrote that, I think that was about a year ago. And it always been to provide value to people and the strategies that we use at BrandGeniuz to really make our clients stand out. So the 5 C's are there. And then at BrandGeniuz also we work on other pillars. We also have 5 pillars that we work with. And that communicates through all the content that we produce. So, educate, we create educational content for our clients, entertainment, community, promotional, and testimonial. And
nice. Okay.
all those are little elements that we put together into a full marketing campaign to make sure that our clients stand out.
Beautiful. What a good foundation for any company that's like trying to like understand what marketing is, right? Because there's a lot of people that it's like, okay, I want to dive into marketing, but I'm not sure where to even start. So it's good that you have that foundation.
Yeah.
How has like real life outside of schooling and education affected your mentality with BrandGeniuz?
Ooh, honestly, all my life, I've been in school, I've attended school, and every part of my education, I've been very active in other things other than just like studying. So I've been involved in organizations and always trying to give back in that way. And once I got out of even when I was in school, I knew that wasn't what I needed to be able to stand out, because there's a lot of other people studying marketing, but what is going to make you stand out from the pack? And so for me, it was always about studying outside of what I'm studying in school. And that came with, always going on YouTube, learning from other people. Gary V was the biggest ones for me when Gary V when I was starting out.
Up and just fucking do it.
Yeah. That kind of mindset. I really used to listen to him every single day, and I think that shaped a lot of how I think about social media. And unfortunately, school wasn't a major factor for me, and so which is why when I teach right now, I try to bring that or instill that into my students to where they're actually getting value as opposed to just like coming to school and just like, getting some tests done.
Just
and
getting
just
through
moving on.
class.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome. That's really cool. I mean, you brought me in that one time and I was like, that's really cool that he's getting people that have actually like built a brand.
Yes.
And to come in and educate the students on like how I was able to do it. Right. And I think if I was in that class, I would have been like super just like
no, they loved your presentation.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Trust me.
Yeah.
And after every single semester, they do evaluations. So the students really made me know that bringing in the speakers was the major part of it. I mean, they get tired of seeing me every Tuesday and Thursday.
Well, it's like it's motivation from the outside. You're stuck in this box, this education box, where you're just like trying to get by. And I think bringing something out from outside the box, it's really entertaining.
Yes,
and it can be really motivating and inspiring to understand like, oh, I could do that too. Right. So I thought that was really cool. I like that you're implementing like real life outside of education into the education school system right now.
Appreciate
so that's
it.
awesome.
That was great to see you give as a teacher, as a professor. Right?
I mean, talk a little bit about that. I mean, how'd you even get into educating?
It's crazy that you asked that because I just found out the person who recommended me for the job. So after I went through the Texas Business Hall of Fame, I did my MBA, and after the MBA, I had an email from the head of department from the marketing UTRGV marketing department saying, "Hey, we have an availability for a part-time lecturing position. Would you be interested in taking it?" I was like, "Yeah,
hell yeah,
I'll give. I'm 100% open to it." And I found out that Shay Nelson from the MBA program is the one who recommended me.
Nice.
For that opportunity.
Shout out Shay.
Shout out Shay. Giving you your flowers now. But I think majority of it was maybe my involvement in the college. And how I was, always looking. I was student government representative for the college. So
what drives you to want to be involved like that? Like what triggers your mind to say, you know what? I already have a lot of shit going on. Right. And there's so much stuff that I have planned for my future. but I'm going to give a little bit of myself to educate. What's going on in your mind to say, yes, let me go ahead and do this?
That's it's an incredible question. I think I saw it all my life growing up from my parents, where they weren't just comfortable doing one thing, and they would always want to help other people with doing something else. And so I saw the value for me from high school. I was involved. I was like what? Compound prefect, which is like grounds prefect in middle school. I went to college. I used to do drama, so I was the drama vice president for the club. I went to first year of college. I got involved in church and giving back. Came to UTRGV, got involved with the Student Government Association. Every single one of those has been to help me grow. So, like I said earlier, there's so many people studying, so many people wanting to get a degree, but I always thought about it and said, how can I stand out from the pack?
Right.
Because, sometimes trust me, I'm not the smartest guy in the room when it comes to education. And that was actually the first company I started in Ghana. That was what drove me. I looked at it and said, I'm not the smartest computer science guy. So what can I do in order to stand out from everybody? And so I said, you know what? I'll have the A students work for me. So I went up to a few of my friends and said, hey, let's start a company. And we started an IT company or an IT firm, and all these smart guys were working for me, not because I was the smartest guy, but
right.
because, I just wanted to stand out.
Yeah.
And that was the only way or the best way for me.
Yeah.
So I think it comes down to wanting more. Yeah. I always want more.
Yeah.
It's never enough.
It's beautiful.
That's
awesome.
good. Yeah, like you feel like you've met these achievements and you don't feel accomplished, and that's that's a kind of mindset that great entrepreneurs have.
I think it's you also see it in a way where it's like, okay, I've done all these things in my life, and it's always helped me grow. It's never brought a negative factor into my life, and it's always opened up new opportunities.
Yes.
So you're just like, why the fuck would I?
Exactly.
Wouldn't I do it? Yeah.
And, just to drop this in there, I came from like nothing.
Yeah.
Even though my dad worked hard every single day to really provide for us, we really didn't have the most comfortable life. So growing up is like, if you have to carry a bucket of water on your head just to go take a shower for, a couple miles, then you know that, you have to do everything in order to try to succeed.
Yep.
And you have to do well at what you do. So
Yep.
I think that also kind of helps shape the mentality.
Yeah. Awesome. Very humbling and really, really cool to hear. I'm very, very inspired by you. So that's very...
You inspire me too, bro.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome to see other hardworking mindsets that, like just knowing that, hey, if I do more, I'm gonna achieve more, and I'm gonna progress more in my life, and it's gonna open up new opportunities, and there's no negativity from it. So it's just amazing to see.
You could never lose.
So I just wanted to get a little bit of your mindset and why are you doing education? You know what I mean? So it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
and why you're doing it.
And you think about BrandGeniuz, right? And you think about when you first started, and it's crazy now. Now you guys are located in the Seed building?
Yes.
And how long ago did you get the office?
We've actually been there since March.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
and that's so
since
cool, like having in that office, in that environment. Like I said, one day I got to go check it out, man. I'm sure that even the environment, the ecosphere is like when you walk in there is like amazing. So
Come by.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
when did you leave Ghana?
I left Ghana in 2016, November 20th.
Is it Ghana or Ganda?
Ghana.
Ghana. Okay.
Yes.
When did you leave Ghana?
November 20th, 2016.
2016.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So you've been in America for
I don't know math,
6
man.
years?
Yeah, close to 6 years. So November will be the 6th year.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
Dude, and you accomplished so much.
Yeah. And
Like
Yeah.
that's fucking amazing.
yeah, that's amazing, bro.
That's
6 years
awesome.
in
Appreciate
country,
it.
and it's
That's
like,
awesome,
look where you're
man.
at.
Hats off.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Can I hold on? I have a.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's a good one.
Can you just double check that fourth mic is muted?
Yeah.
And then we are recording, correct?
Yeah. No, that's not nice.
Well, it happens.
It happens.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well,
We'll just get
Is
a
that
new
your
one.
drink?
We'll pick that up later. Just get a new glass. Joseph, can you get him another glass?
we got that on film.
But that is
I did not see that happening.
that
Sorry.
is recording, right?
Yeah.
Hey, put the no.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
We'll clean this up.
That's needed.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, that shows how clumsy I am.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
let's
all
get
right.
back to it.
So you came to America. What were your first thoughts? Who did you arrive with?
I came with my sisters and my brother.
Okay.
Just us on the plane.
And how many siblings do you have?
There's 5 of us.
5.
Yes.
And you came with everybody.
4 of us. There's
4.
still one in Ghana.
Okay.
She'll be joining us soon.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's
Awesome.
And what led you to come to America?
My dad has lived here not all his life, most of his life.
Yeah.
And so he just wanted to give us a good life. So he'd been fighting for it for years.
Yeah.
And one time, one I guess month, he was like, "Hey, you're gonna come to America." I was like, "What?" Yeah. So I left all my friends, and of course growing up there, and you just moved to a new place where I knew nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting here, what was your mentality?
I was like, "What the heck is this?" No, because
Where did I land?
Yeah.
Am I
Is
really
this
in
Mexico or
Right-
America?
Right in the valley. Yeah.
Yeah. What brought you to the valley out of all of America?
Yeah.
Well, my dad, came here. He loved it when he visited, and so he just moved here. And so we happened to just come here as well because he lived here. And I think the major thing for me when I said, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
is because I grew up in a place where there's people walking outside, people interacting, people's the kind of culture over there. And I came here, and we lived in an apartment, and nobody was outside. I was like, "Is this a ghost town?" Like there was nobody. I couldn't go out and play soccer in the streets, nothing. So it was a lot of just being by myself and being with my family.
And understanding that everybody kind of isolates themselves
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, you don't even see people walking on the road. Everyone drives their cars.
Everybody,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I noticed that too when I was in Djibouti. It was like everybody's walking on the road. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's out playing sports.
Yes.
Thank you. Everybody's out playing sports, and I even got a chance to play in some of their soccer games. So I was having a good time, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's
there
like
you go.
such an environment, such a good time, and like everybody's happy. And the thing about it is that the culture appreciates every little thing. Every little thing brings happiness.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Like
Yes.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
like having Gatorade was like huge for us, right? We're like, hell yeah, we got Gatorade. We were gassed, right? We're like, we got Gatorade, and everybody's going crazy. You know what I mean? And
You gotta celebrate a small
yeah,
win.
see-
Blessed for every little
yeah, and we come here and like you give out Gatorade, they're like, oh, I'm good, or
Yeah.
like it's just that spoiled, like and seeing that. It really changed my mindset when I saw that. I started realizing like how isolated we really are, and how work ethic isn't really taken to apart too much here. It's like that top 1% that actually gets their ass into gear and gets to work.
Yep.
And for you to come here and achieve that, and within such little time, and I'm just so amazed by you, and I'm excited to see where you go in your further
Appreciate that.
time
Yeah.
here.
Appreciate
So,
that, bro.
It's awesome. That's really cool.
yeah.
Wow, man. Well, so you come here to this town and you find it being very isolated. No one's really appreciative of like what they have here. What's next?
So I think the biggest thing for me, I enrolled in college. As soon as I got here in November, enrolled in college in January at the UTRGV, and it was hard to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
It was very hard to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I was like, what do? I got involved we started something called the Black Student Union at the university because there was none. And, one of the things that we were trying to advocate for ourselves is, really give us a voice down here. And so it got to a point where I said, what am I going to do with no job? So I just walked into the dean's office and I said, hey, I need a job.
Mm-hmm.
And she sat me down, Miss Delma, really great person. And she helped me find my first job.
And where was that?
I was a student assistant at UTRGV, and I worked there throughout my entire undergraduate degree.
Nice.
And it was one of the best experiences for me. You know, I met so many people with that. So
and got to like interact with a lot of people and kind of study their mentality here, right?
Yes. You know, I made a lot of friends too. So I happen to be a little extroverted. So, you know, I'll go out, do events, talk to people and try to convince people to come to our event.
We have a lot in common then.
Yeah.
So, getting me outside of my shell.
Yeah.
Sure. Like every time I talk to you, I feel like, oh, these guys are more extroverted. I like that though, because everyone in this life needs a little bit of help, and a lot of people don't. They're very introverted, right? And they don't want to speak up and say anything. And eventually, you end up learning that communication is everything in this life.
We're gonna get into a second
Whiskey time.
Hey, I love that. I love that.
It's Macallan whiskey time, so we had to just condense it. You know what I mean?
And we happen to be filming in Macallan, so that's just perfect.
There you go.
There we go. Disclaimer: we are not alcoholics.
We're just enjoying some good whiskey.
There you go.
Damn, we're almost done with the bottle, guys.
That's why I said we'll be damn near it.
I spoke too soon.
Okay, so as you were saying, it's something that people don't think they want to hear, but they do.
Yeah. So I think we were just talking off camera right now, but I think sharing your story is important, and you find out that people really want to hear your story, where you come from, because they want to relate to whether you had the same livelihood or not, but people want to relate some way, somehow, and find out how you did it. And at the end of the day, you're taking on leadership to showcase that anything in this life is possible as long as you put in the work. I mean, like you were saying, going from a bucket of water, carrying it 2 miles.
So I mean, expand
go on.
that.
Yeah.
You know, and I talked about this to a group of high school students, and I was trying to really get them to understand the value of hard work and the value of being grateful for what you have right now. And telling them, I was like, hey, like, when I was in middle school, this is middle school. Yeah. I had to wake up every day, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and, you know, go get water a mile away, 2 miles away, with a bucket of water on my head, walk all the way back home, take a shower, and then go to school every single morning. You know, we grew up in an uncompleted building, you know, with sometimes no windows and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that's what I think is the major factor for me. That it really gave me that mindset that, you know, I have to make it happen. I can't let my kids live like that. Yeah. You know, I have to, you know, go the extra mile. If everyone else is going, you know, 2 miles, I have to go 4 miles, 5 miles.
Yeah.
That's always
a lot of people get mixed up is that they think, you know, small-minded, as I would say, is like small-minded thinking leads you to perceive that you're just working for your life, but you're working for generations to come.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I was just having this conversation with a good friend of mine yesterday, and saying, and she was saying, well, I had 2 kids. Like that's why I look the way I do. Like I'm lazy. I'm not lazy, but like I'm feeling like
stagnant, more comfort.
Yes. Stagnant comfort. Like and then I just said, you know what you're doing right now is you're making a lot of excuses for yourself right now. You had 2 kids, but so did everybody else in this life. And don't you want to be a motivator and an inspiration to your kids and generations to come, right? Yeah. And so I think humanity, it's a beautiful thing, because like we keep getting better and better and better, generations after generations, and that's really all we're doing is we're working really hard to inspire other people to become better. Yeah.
And one thing I always have is gratitude.
Yes.
Gratitude. You know, there's a lot of people who want the life I have right now that, you know, don't have it. And I want the life someone else has. But I still stay grateful because I know I will get it. And that's because I'm working towards it. Yeah. And that should be the mindset people have. Every day, wake up, be grateful, enjoy life, and just go for it.
I mean, think about it. You were waking up at 5 a.m. You had to go get a gallon of water, 2 gallons of water, just to shower in. And
Sometimes more.
sometimes more, right?
Yeah, it's the day before, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of your siblings might have been sick, and you might have had to get water for them.
Yes.
Like, and now you're sitting here, very fortunate.
Yeah. I got shower.
you got a shower to wake up to.
Yeah.
And it was all based on your mindset of wanting more, right?
Yeah.
And wanting to do that work. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you can make anything in this life possible. It's just you got to put in the work. God gave you that ability to do it too.
Speaking a little bit more about your origin here, I'd like to expand about you attending St. Augustine's College. How was that?
Absu. So I gotta say that.
So what's that about?
Yeah, what's that?
Absu is a Gasco Past Student Union, and I'm part of a forever Past Student Union, which is the high school I went to.
Nice.
So I went to an all-male Catholic high school, boarding school, and it was
What was that like? Are you Catholic?
No, exactly. It was the best and the worst experience of my life.
No way.
All together.
I can't wait to hear about it.
All
Dude,
together.
I would love to dive in the rabbit hole for that.
All together. And just to sum it up,
Yeah.
this is where my mentality was formed. Most of it.
Okay.
This is where most of my grit and determination was formed.
Yeah.
They treated us like prison, like
Yeah.
we were in American prison.
Okay.
And we would wake up at I think 5 or 6 a.m. every single morning. We would do our chores, so we either sweep, scrub, whatever we have to do, and then we would go study early in the morning at like 7 a.m. and then go to assembly and then study all day. And then at the end of the day, come back. We have like a 1 hour, 2 hour rest, and then do some more chores. Get back to study and go to bed at like 10 or 11.
When was this?
This is high school. This is from 2012 to 2015
And this was in Ghana.
in Ghana. Yes,
How-
Cape Coast.
And where, how'd you learn about it, or like why'd you join it?
What made you go there?
So
Why would you join this?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Are you crazy? So St. Augustine's College is actually one of the top, high schools in Ghana.
Okay.
And I would want to say we're the best. Call me on this.
I don't know about in the World Cup though.
Let's not talk about that. I have so many bad memories about Ghana in the World Cup. But Ogasco is one of the best schools in the country, and you have to apply to get in. So many people don't get in. I was so privileged to get in, and when I got in the first day, I was so little. Everyone, all the seniors, and everyone was so tall and so big. And they thought I was missing. They thought I was like lost in the school. They thought some parents came and left their kid wandering around in the school. They were like, whose kid is this?
Yeah.
But I was there to study. And it was, again, the best experience. All male school. We never saw a lot of girls. So, after I got out, I was like, how do I approach girls?
All male school.
Yeah, we had to sneak out to really go to go see girls. And I had a girlfriend at the time. So, I snuck out one.
You had a
dog.
You little dog. You had a girlfriend in all male school.
Yes.
It's like you're sneaking out. You got to sneak out quite a bit. Was she kind of toxic? She would want all your time and attention?
No. She was the best.
Speaking from Valley terms,
Yeah, right. No. It was. Trust me, it was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was
Her
crazy.
or the school?
The school.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, but it was again one of the best experiences for me. And when I say the worst, it's only because we were treated with like the military. Like we had to wake up a certain time, go to bed at a certain time, do some chores, and our life was like organized.
Can you give thanks? Like, can you
Did you benefit from it?
Yeah, did you benefit from it?
A whole lot.
Yeah.
A whole
And
lot.
what did you benefit from it?
Again, the mentality. I can go through anything in this world. Anything. Any hardship, just bring it on. I got it. Like,
have you met a Valley female yet?
I have a little experience on that.
Straying away from that.
That's nothing. No,
Hey,
but
okay, I'm going to say one thing so all the females watching.
Yeah.
Valley females are really very, very, they're not stupid. I'll tell you that.
Disclaimer.
They are not.
Very intelligent.
Very intelligent and very, they understand the world really, really well. So try to fool one.
It's
See
not
what
toxic,
happens.
not toxic trait. It's just intelligence.
Try to fool one and see what happens.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's slightly toxic, but intelligent. No, I respect a lot of women here. My
Always,
business partner, huge respect for her. And that's a testament to what the kind of mentality females have down in the valley.
Yeah. So, well, that's awesome. And so basically they taught you a lot of mindset education, like very how to approach life.
You're very disciplined mentality,
Yeah.
And
But
with that,
you know how the grass, you know how you see the grass outside and they had someone mowing the grass and everything.
that was you.
We used to cut that with a cutlass. A machete.
Yeah.
We used to cut the grass with a machete. And they would give us a whole portion, and everyone is assigned to a portion to really cut it. Trust me.
How was that shoulder?
And why do you think that is? Like, did Ghana not have the resources or the economic stability to purchase such machinery to make that happen?
I think they do.
Or is it because you in Ghana you think we need to use our hands, we need to work hard for it, and this is why we have this mentality, and we don't use machinery to do such
So
work.
I respect people who have money in Ghana because we don't do much of credit. Everything we get is cash.
Right.
So if someone buys a Lamborghini, they bought it cash, straight cash.
How many Lambos do you see around there?
Oh, they trust me.
Yeah.
Yes. When I went back like 2 years ago, I was like, damn.
Yeah. They got.
Yes, there's people who have money, and there's also a class of people who are not very well off, and
Right.
the difference is huge.
So it's very rich and very poor.
Yes.
So there's no in between. No more middle
There
class.
is some middle class, but I still think the middle class is nowhere near where the other people are.
Right.
And so when it comes to the machinery and everything, they could buy it. They could. But it also comes down to what the kind of what they want to instill in you.
Yeah.
The kind of, character they want to instill in you. Anyone who comes from Ghana or any part of Africa and goes somewhere else and they really want to excel, it's very easy. Very, very easy to excel. When I transferred from Ghana to UTRGV, I had all A's in my first semester. All A's. And I posted my grades, and all my friends from back home were like, "What the heck? Is it that easy? Like, you're not smart." I used to get C's and D's in Ghana.
Yeah.
C's and to get an A was 70. To get an A here is 90.
Right.
Yeah.
I was getting A's here, but they intentionally make it hard, and so you can excel everywhere else you go.
I see.
So you compete with everyone else who has not had it as tough as you.
What a privilege, but also what a
Standard to hold them.
yeah.
It's a curse.
I mean,
Privilege and a
it's a
curse.
privilege and a curse
Yes.
because it's. I mean, you can go literally through anything in this life in America, and you're gonna bounce right back up.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the privilege.
That's a privilege.
That's a privilege.
But I think that there needs to be a time where we really move away from that kind of mentality. And so when I went back to Ghana, the principal or the headmaster, we call it a headmaster back home, he actually is family. So we spoke to him and we're like, hey, we'll get you some lawnmowers for the students, and they're trying to gradually move away from that kind of.
How recent was that?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. and they're gradually trying to move away from a lot of that. But I still think the core component of everything should be there.
And let's find out who.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
And let's find out about who you are. That's a quick question I want to have for you. Let's find out who you are, right? Let's say what you have going for you blows up, and like I have no doubt it will. You have a great mindset, but let's say it goes that way. Everything you've wished for goes that way. Are you one to give back?
A whole lot. A whole lot. And I'm going to announce it here. One of the major projects, three things. One of the major things for me is to go back home and really help streetism. A lot of people on the street, I really want to take people off the street and give them a sense of livelihood, give them a job, a place to live, and just really help them, move, just train them, skill training. That's a major thing for me, build factories and help them get that kind of livelihood for them. Right.
It's like you can give someone $1 million or a job and a skill, and I'd rather take the skill all day. Right. And I only asked the question because you are that type of person.
Yeah.
And I knew the answer was going to be beneficial, and I that's why I asked it.
What are the two other things?
The second thing is I'm going to be president of my country in the next 25 to 30 years. And that's only because I strongly believe that there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of ways in which Ghana can excel. I think Ghana is already on the path. It's a developing country, of course, but it's on the path. We're one of the top producers of gold in the world, top producers of cocoa, which is in everyone's hot chocolate and everything. And so we need to really grab or take hold of that. And use it for the betterment of the people.
Beautiful.
And, that's a huge thing and
What's
a major thing for me.
The third thing.
The third thing is nothing really major. It's really to help with economic development of my hometown.
Philanthropy.
So you talked about Seshi, which is my hometown, my dad's hometown. Really going back there and really helping out the people.
Do you still have a lot of family there?
Yes. My grandma is still there. I have cousins and uncles, back home. So it's a major thing.
I find it beautiful that every human being that has the type of work ethic mentality like yourself always wants to give back in some way. And they always they're doing it for something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
They're doing it for something bigger than their family. They're doing it for the people.
My dad is the biggest giver.
Yeah, and that's where you got it from,
yes.
right? It's in your DNA. My parents are the same way. They're the biggest. You always have to give everything that you work for. You have to give it away. Yeah. I mean, not like you have to give it away. Like you have to say hello to strangers. You have to be there for strangers. So I think that's beautiful. I think I mean, just you talking about Ghana makes me want to go to Ghana.
Oh, you should.
And find out more about that culture and help the people in Ghana.
Yeah.
Because it's very inspirational that such a underprivileged country that you can go and help and
huge.
And there's just so much opportunity to help, right?
Yes.
So much opportunity to help. So it's like, why wouldn't we go and make an impact?
And a little plug. One person I have huge respect for is Dr. Cooper. Mm-hmm. She's not Ghanaian. She's from here at the Valley. She owns a bunch of clinics and a vegan restaurant.
Foodamed?
Yes, Foodamed. Mm-hmm. And she's actually building a huge hospital in the middle of nowhere in Ghana.
Wow.
Huge hospital. It's like a 3-4 story, hospital.
How'd she find out about Ghana?
I think through her church. And she does a lot of giving as well. She gives a lot to the community. Yeah. And, she found out the need for that kind of, for a hospital, for a clinic, and she's doing it.
Well, wow. I mean, you can, I'm going to announce it here. I'm going to go with you to Ghana, whenever it is. Whenever it is, I'm going.
We're going.
Let's go check it out and see how we can help. The people.
What are some different types of language that is spoken around Ghana?
Ooh, a whole lot.
That's because in Africa we speak French. They speak a lot of French, a lot of Afar and Somali and what? Swahili.
yeah.
I was
Swahili
thinking
is
of that
South
Ugan.
Africa.
Yeah, I've met some Ugandans. They speak all Swahili, so it was cool, man. And I learned a little bit, mostly the bad words. Right?
Hey, I've learned some Spanish bad
I know
words too.
Spanish.
Yeah,
Right?
yes.
The first thing I learned from Spanish was the bad words.
Yes, me too. I know almost all of them.
Yeah, man. They would see me coming around. I'd be spitting so much bad language at them,
Oh
and they
my
start
God.
loving it. They loved it,
There's
bro.
a whole lot of different languages. Ghana alone has 30 plus languages.
Wow.
And I
what's the
speak
main one?
about 3 or 4 of them.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
What's the main one here?
We speak Chi.
Chi.
Yes.
Okay.
Chi?
So Chi, yes. Chi, TWI.
TWI.
Yeah. Onuanom ni adofo mo hot to sing.
There you go, baby.
What is that?
I just said, ladies and gentlemen, how's everyone doing?
Beautiful.
That's awesome, bro.
Beautiful.
I wish I could speak another type of language fluently like that besides Spanish, right?
It's beautiful to see how educated you are. Like
Yeah.
it's just fucking amazing to me. It's
Very educated, man, and really
very knowledgeable.
great hustle in your heart.
Yeah.
Right?
We
So-
never stop learning, bro.
That's
You
awesome.
know, I learn from you every day. I learn from everyone I associate myself with.
Yeah.
It's super important.
Yeah.
And speaking about, I know we're gonna go a little bit shift gears here, but
Let's go into creating.
yeah,
brand.
right. So creating a brand. I'm gonna ask you, Alex. So I'm gonna ask you first because of your amazing successful business that you've accomplished with your business partner Jose.
Mhm.
And I want to speak a little bit about if I was somebody new and I was starting a brand, where's the best place to start?
I think okay, so I think it's always about being like 1% better, kind of understanding that what your goal is in your mind. So it could be anything, and I always talk about this. It's just like, okay, how do you want to serve a lot of people in a big way? Like, how are you going to do that? Like, what is it that you want to see you succeed in your life in this world? Like, is it it could be anything.
Right.
Have that picture in your mind and be 1% better every day to reaching that goal.
365% better a year.
Yeah.
Right. So because at the end of the day, everything calculates, right?
Right.
Whether you're playing video games all day or you're working out
Right.
every single day, which one's going to calculate better? It's probably going to be the
Entrepreneurship.
Your physical body will be better, right?
Yeah.
But your brain might understand gaming better. Like everything calculates. So it's just like, okay, so what do I want to do? I from where I'm at is in McAllen, Texas, the most obese region in America. And since I was personal training like 15 plus clients a day, I realized like, okay, well, I'm serving 15 plus clients, but how can I serve more people, right? How can I change more lives? How can I change this whole region from being the number 1 obese region in America to not?
Right.
Well, I can revolutionize the way they eat here and their eating habits. So how can I do that? Well, psychologically, I'm going to have to give them a meal that they're used to, just portion it. And that's why we have Fort to Fit. And that's why we've been able to be a huge success, because it's really about the mentality of what we're trying to do. It's not really the business model. Obviously, like you have to have a business model behind it, but you have to understand humans and what they go through every day and what their obstacles look like every day. And there's a lot of human beings to kind of understand, but I think it's always putting work effort 1% every single day. You're going to progress, and it's just being consistent about it. And I think it can be anything. It's like Yaww Sam, he is wanting to help. What is your purpose with BrandGeniuz?
Just really help brands stand out.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Stand
something
out every single day.
a lot of research I've done myself, like I don't own a business in any means, right? I went down another career path and I'm enjoying my career path. And I always tell Alex, in another life, I was a business owner, right? But
It's never too late.
it's never too late. It's not at all. And actually I have plans for the future.
Perfect.
So at the moment I don't, but I do a lot of research. I do a lot of studying myself. And one thing I find that sells is convenience. especially here in America, and as building a brand is like, what can you give someone that will convenience them, right? Uber, DoorDash, right? These are striving businesses and huge growing businesses that came off a thought of convenience, right? And like that's like a main motto that I can see a lot of these businesses nowadays striving from is giving convenience to the consumer, right?
For sure.
So
yeah. And I was going to touch on that for you actually. Yeah. The biggest key point of business is providing value,
right?
And one thing Fork to Fit does really well is they provide convenience,
right,
which communicates to value for a lot of people. So I have so many friends who use your product, and they talk about how convenient it is. They're like, oh my god, I can just go grab it up. Everyone has a busy day, and it really speaks to who the demographic is and who you're trying to target.
Yeah. So my mentality on it all, right, based off what I said, is that's a bigger picture, right? What I said. Let's look at the smaller picture. Well, what obstacles are people going through every day, right? What they can't stick to a meal program, because it's tough for them, because they make excuses for themselves, right? So how am I going to teach people better habits, right? So, well, I need to be convenient for them first and foremost, because a lot of people are going to make excuses for themselves on why they can't eat well. So let's be as convenient as possible for people. So obviously you have to be priced well, right? So why? Because conveniently it's better to buy a meal prep from Fork to Fit than go and buy produce,
right,
or poultry or proteins from HEB and have it sit in the fridge and probably go bad because I never cooked it because I was so busy and so tired from all the work I did today.
Yeah. And they all fall in the same affordability.
Right.
It's the same affordability.
So then you have to be affordable. You have to be convenient. You have to be tasty. And then how am I going to revolutionize the way people eat here? I have to portion control. So,
and one thing I've seen with
picture, right?
I love it.
And just to speak on your brand that I've seen that you've done, right? Owning the business, owning the brand, and expanding the brand. Once you get the ball rolling the way Alex and Jose have, is like they've expanded their business, they've expanded their brand, and then every single day it's one thing and one thing and one thing and one thing, and it changes and changes and changes, and they're consistently evolving with the society that is going on, and they don't stay stagnant. And that's like the biggest thing that I've noticed with them, and that's why I stand behind the mission so much, is that stagnatism, it's being staying inconsistent and not being devoted to your
what you're trying to do.
And what you're trying to do. It's going to make you fail.
So like Yaww Sam, I mean, he's bringing brands more awareness,
right,
in their understanding in what marketing can do for your brand. So, I mean, going back to the 5 C's in laying down the foundation for companies, right? Like, what do you find? Like, what was your mindset going into BrandGeniuz, and letting people know why it's important to build a brand?
Yeah. So again, as someone who studied marketing and was a huge advocate for social media, I knew the power of social media and the power of what really good content can do for someone's brand.
Right.
And that was from viewing everything that you viewed in your life, right? Like a lot of entrepreneurs that have built brands, and you just kind of like study them.
Yes. So I do a lot of reading, and I do a lot of listening to podcasts and listening to people who are more experienced and knowledgeable. And you see that in their brand, one of the biggest thing they do is provide value. And once you provide value, you need to communicate the value that you provide to your audience. And what's the best and easy way to communicate that value? Through social media, especially in these times. The people used to do it back in the day with print and TV, but social media is right at everyone's fingertips.
Yep.
And so every single day, your audience is just a click away or just a post away.
Right.
And so it's huge for people to understand that if you're providing value and you really don't let it show, or you don't communicate that value, then that value doesn't exist.
Nobody would know about it.
Nobody will know about it. So if McDonald's and Burger King are providing the same burgers, but McDonald's is saying, hey, I'm the best. I do this, I do that. I'm communicating everything to you. And Burger King is like, you know what? People come. We're good. We'll just be there because we have the best product ever.
Yeah.
No one is gonna know. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Right.
1,000.
It goes back to what I said before. Communication is everything in this life.
We're talking about bringing the convenience to the customer, and you were saying that it's good to bring that label out and let people know. And it's crazy how you can advertisement and branding is so important to your business. Fork to Fit has done a great image that they've done with their branding, and that was one of the number one things I noticed when I went to the store. Yeah. And the way you provide that branding and that engagement to your clients is amazing. And it's just the media content that you guys create that actually keeps me engaged. And one of the biggest thing in the algorithm right now with Reels and social media is having people watch to the end. Are you going to keep people intrigued? Are they going to stay to the end? And what are you bringing to the table? And one of the biggest things is not information. It's about personality. It's about keeping people engaged, right? So
I like that you say that. I love it because a lot of brands shy away from really having personality. And that's the biggest thing. I was just talking to a potential client in a meeting, and I said, she's like, oh my God, I'm shy. I don't really, think I can be in front of the camera. And I said, your brand is going to be, your social media is going to showcase your personality.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, people need to see that a business is just a group of people working together. Yep. It's not just like a hidden entity or some shady entity. We're people.
Yeah.
And us as people need to communicate to other people the kind of value we're providing. Exactly. And if we go on social media and we show that, using our personalities, then people are more likely to say, oh, Sam is a cool guy. Alex is a cool guy.
I want to support them.
Yeah, and it's our human nature. People buy people. It's like people buy people.
It's like Ghana.
Right.
What you were speaking about Ghana. I had no idea about Ghana. But just you speaking about it makes me want to go and help those people.
Exactly.
Right. And I would have never known that if you never told me that. So yeah,
advertisement within itself.
Yeah, there you go.
No, honestly, it at the end of the day, Warren Buffett even came out and said the greatest thing you can know about this life is knowing how to communicate. And because if you can make communication clear, you will have everything that you want in this life. And you just need to know how to communicate. So I
love that.
So as well, Gary Vee. I mean, Gary Vee has been a huge inspiration to myself as well.
Gary Vee, if you're watching this, we fuck with you heavy.
But he's been a huge inspiration in letting that light be known. And so has the other day. What did I see? Anyway, at the end of the day, communication is key in this life, right? And it's just letting people know your personality through your business and letting them know what value you're bringing to people and what you're trying to serve, right? Yes. And so
it's like a little bit about influencer mindset that we were speaking about is like some of the things I see a lot of potential influencers that want to get into the business, want to get into the game and brand themselves. I see a lot of instructional video, a lot of, exercise video. And it's like, hey, look, I can look up the elbow, straight arm, bent leg extension all day and I'll find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't want to see that anymore. You want to see that personality. They want to see who you are. And that's what I do in all my videos, or anybody that is a successful entrepreneur. I mean, an influencer, An influencer is that they show that personality. They show that worth and they're just themselves.
Yes.
And there's a lot of successful influencers that have realized that so well.
Right.
And understand that, hey, I need to give my personality so people can follow me.
Right.
And I can entertain them with the value that I'm trying to bring to them.
And bring value to them.
So with that being said, talk about my influence.
Shameless plug. So, I'll jump to MyFluence right now, but I love what you guys said. I absolutely love it. And as someone who, we've worked with influencers over the couple of years, one of the things a lot of people say about influencers is, oh, they're stuck up, they're unapproachable until they meet them. And then they meet them and they're like, oh, she's actually cool. He's actually cool. So the reason most of that is happening is because they're not showing their personality out. They're not really going out there and saying, hey, I'm just a regular person. And, you know, I do everything you do. You know, they're creating those barriers and those walls. And one thing I tell all the influencers we work with is just go out there, just be yourself. You know, just create content of what you do and what you love every single day and let it show through your personality. So backtrack to MyFluence. MyFluence it's an influencer marketing platform. And what we're trying to do is there's a huge gap in the market between micro influencers and mega influencers. And there's a huge gap also in the market for small businesses and all the big brands. So the HEBs of the world are spending, you know, millions of dollars in influencer marketing, but Junior Supermarket is not.
Right.
Because no one is catering towards them. And that was the biggest thing for us. We said, how can we help these small brands, these local brands, connect with local influencers? So, you know, the pizza shop down the street doesn't need an influencer from LA. They need an influencer from their community. And what we're trying to build is something that will connect those influencers together
within the community to
within
the
the
business.
community to the business and help the business succeed.
I mean, just to speak a little bit about that, I mean, Fort to Fit wouldn't be what it is today without the micro influencers that we have for the community, right?
Yes.
We have a lot of influencers within the community, but we understand that we will cause a big wave if we have the whole community involved and grow outward instead of trying to get other macro influencers from throughout the country.
Yes.
To create brand recognition, which is always a really key thing to do to lay a footprint out throughout the United States. But we want to focus on community growth, and having those micro influencers would be amazing for every business. And if they understood that, which I've been really passionate about that, and about helping other businesses grow, because I hate to see people fund their livelihood and then fail.
Yep.
And then they have to get back up. And that sucks. That sucks to see, right? So I don't want that for anybody. So I just wish that people understood that mentality. So, I mean, now that you're doing this app, this should solve that problem, correct?
That's
awesome.
the goal. Yes.
What a bridge. It's a straight bridge. It really bridges the gap, and I appreciate
and
that.
Fork to Fed is the perfect case study for everything we're doing. The perfect case study.
Yeah.
Like what you do with influencer marketing and what you do with your influencers is testament that it works. One of my friends, Julian, actually recently became a Fork to Fit influencer, and
Yes.
you know, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, bro, I know you love your fufu, but anytime you go to Fork to Fit, make sure to use code Julian." I was like, "Bro, I got you."
Yeah.
Because you are telling me I'm gonna put fufu on the hold and go get me a Fork to Fit meal.
Yeah.
But it works because these are people that other people trust.
Right.
Their friends trust them, their families trust them, and they're spreading the word about your brand. So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And like you said, and
So-
he was definitely one of the pioneers, I believe, here in the Valley. And I think the recognition's not always there. And I know it's like not that great of an importance, but it's just good to know that you are a pioneer in what you've done. You know,
He is the pioneer.
the pioneer in what he's done. And I think it's good to recognize that and bring that
Yes.
to light, because not many brands are willing to take the risk of bringing that team. And it's like, you went out there, you pioneered that head on, everything you've got, and you're like, we're going to bring on this. Here's what we're going to bring on. This is like what's going to happen. This is how they're going to get rewarded, this and that. And you went full dive, and it's really paid off. And it's just amazing to see it firsthand.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's a proven success. So I think you have my full support with MyFluence. So,
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
because it is going to solve that issue for a lot of businesses, and I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it with what I got going on with Fort to Fit and our mission and what we're trying to do with our vision. But you definitely can. You can definitely help a lot of businesses succeed and not have to worry about like shutting down, going bankrupt and whatnot. So I think that's a beautiful thing. You're solving a lot of issues. So talk a little bit about the platform, like what's going on with the platform. What do you have planned for it? What's the vision for it?
So right now we have a web app and a mobile app. We're currently alpha testing it. So we're in-house, testing everything. I have it on my phone right now. What we're waiting on is, full permissions from the social media platforms, because we'll be pulling data from the social media platforms to really let the businesses understand the value. And then at the end of the day, we should be launching sometime in August. So
in August,
that's nice. The goal.
Nice. And are you currently self-funded, or what's that look like?
We are self-funded, but we're looking for funding.
Beautiful.
So we're trying to. We've done a few pitching to a few groups and investor groups.
PEs,
Yes, and we're looking forward to that.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, in closing, I would definitely like to thank you so much for your time and coming onto the show and bringing the light to Be Forkin For Real. And it was a pleasure having you.
We were fucking real today.
Yes, you were. For sure.
No, I appreciate you guys for having me, and I just want to really let you guys know that I have huge respect for both of you.
Thank you.
And everything you're doing for the community. Huge respect. So I appreciate you guys for having me. I can't really, end this without shouting out my team.
Go ahead. Shout out your team.
Go for it.
The team of BrandGeniuz, they will cut my neck off for not shouting them out. But every single thing that we do is for the team.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to go every single day to work and see all these guys, grinding out, wanting to do better for our clients. So I just want to say I appreciate them, every single one of them.
No, for sure. And it was awesome to see them yesterday. And we're actually, I guess we can announce it here, right?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, a little bit.
Actually, BrandGeniuz and Fort to Fit has a little collab going on.
Nice.
Where we'll be giving out free meals for the rest of the year, or actually for a full year.
For a full year, yes.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely excited for that campaign. I know my team is very excited as well.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
so, with that being said, I guess, is there anything you would like to announce to these cameras right now? Anybody who watching?
Yeah, what you're going to announce is going to be held accountable for. You know what I'm saying?
Anything that you would like to announce, whether it's a plug, whether it's something that you have envisioned that you would like to bring to light, what is it?
At the end of the day, the vision is to help as many businesses as possible for me. And then for MyFluence, we are going to go national and international. So the goal is in the next 3 years, we really want to have a footprint all over the United States.
Awesome.
I know it's going to happen because we're very passionate about it.
I know so.
100%. So yeah,
thank you so much. And this show was brought to you by BrandGeniuz, actually. So thank you so much, BrandGeniuz,
and Fork to Fit.
Yeah, and Fork to Fit. Well, thank you for BrandGeniuz for sponsoring this show, for bringing us episode 4 with Yaww Sam, and thank you so much. And a little about BrandGeniuz. Make sure you check out BrandGeniuz and the MyFluence app coming to you very soon, and if not already out on all platforms. And make sure to check that out.
Right.
So, thank you so much, Yaww Sam,
for having. Let's go. We were fucking real.
Yeah,
Thank you, Yaww Sam.
Thank you.
Yeah. Be Forkin For Real.